What actually happens to your brain and your body and your life as a whole after you stop binge eating? As someone who used to struggle with binge eating, I want to tell you how your life changes after you quit and also give you some motivation to actually stop binge eating. Because honestly, the food industry has given us false expectations around food, right? We've been made to believe that food and eating junk food is this fun thing. And we have been shown ads of people eating junk food and being happy and being social. And that has in some way given us the impression that eating junk food is this amazing thing that we might have to do, like this amazing thing that you must do if you want to be social. And that is caused us to binge it in some way. Like from the moment that you were born, I can tell you that, bro, the odds are stacked against us for us to fall into binge eating. And I also fell into binge eating myself. For years, I struggled with this. I tried to stop. I tried intermittent fasting. I tried to outwork the bad diet. I tried a bunch of tactics, but a lot of it did not work. And for years, I struggled with binge eating. And then I finally stopped eventually, like, long story short. But I want to just tell you how your life changes after you stop binge eating and just give you the reality of how things actually become. Have you ever noticed that when you have been eating bad for some time, you start to feel fat, even though it's like on the scale, the numbers are exactly the same? But because you've been eating too much and not keeping promises to yourself, for some reason you start to feel fat and you lose that confidence that you have in yourself, in how you look, and you might start to put your hands like this because you are trying to cover up your belly so that no one sees it. But imagine never having to feel that again. Because when you stop binge eating, you start to have more confidence in your skin. You start to feel comfortable in your own body. And even if you have not lost weight, even if you are still the same basically, you are still fat, right? But because you know that you have been keeping promises to yourself, now you don't actually feel that fat anymore. And you can walk around with open body language, even though you have a belly, but you can just walk around being happy and not really that anxious and stressed about it. And that can happen. The next thing that can happen after you stop binge eating, let me say that will happen, is the cravings to eat junk, they start to almost disappear. Because right now, you might be getting like 100 cravings a day to eat junk. When you wake up, the first thing that you think about is eating junk food. When you come back from work, you lay down on your couch and you start to think about eating junk food and you start to overeat. But once you just do this for some time, eventually the cravings just start to disappear. And I'm still working towards that point where I can say I don't have a cravings anymore. Actually, I'm pretty sure I don't have any cravings to eat junk food now. I've just made it my commitment to never eating junk food like ever again. Like, take that as you want. But eventually the cravings just start to disappear. And you can look at food and just say that this is junk, I'm not eating junk, then just move on with your life. Right now, you probably see food that you know you shouldn't eat. And you're like, I shouldn't eat this, but I shouldn't eat this. And you do that continuously. But after you stop binge eating, that disappears and your life starts to get better. And the third thing that's going to happen after you stop binge eating is you're going to start to look forward to a better future. Right now, you might be thinking and wondering what your future looks like because you think you're going to continuously get fat. And the thing is, if you continuously live, if you keep living the way that you are, you're probably going to be fat, right? But once you make a change, you start to quit binge eating and to live a better life. It's like you start to have hope for a better future. You start to look forward to tomorrow and the days, even though you're having a bad day, you're always going to think in your mind that, okay, this is just for today, but eventually this is going to pass. And your life starts to get better. I made another video where I talked about my story, and I went into a bit more depth about how I couldn't stop binge eating. I'm going to link it below. Maybe if you hear my story, it's going to help you to realize that, okay, maybe it's not so dark after all. So I'm going to link my video below where I talked about my story. And if you actually want to quit binge eating, to have a safe community and a bunch of guys and girls who are working towards stopping this and you want someone to support you, and I run a private group. I'm going to link it below. Just join there. I'm going to see you inside.